Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy post Thanksgiving. How are you doing today? My goodness. So, yes, thank you for your grace. I'm running late this morning, post holiday. And, we had quite a roller coaster week last week. We said goodbye to our family pet, and it was a bit of a whirlwind. Happened very quickly. So, we're just kind of now we're continuing to heal, but we're in a much better place now than we were a week ago today. So, yeah, so we're back and kind of getting back into the swing of things. And you can see I got crazy hair and everything. So, I hope that you are amazing. I hope that your holiday was amazing. I wanted to come in here today and talk with you a little bit more about worthiness. Now, if you've been paying attention, this has been a topic I've been really honing in on, gosh, for at least the last 6 months, and for good reason. Worthiness was really the game changer for me. Um, I had ended a toxic relationship, and I had to sit and reflect, like the previous relationships. I tend to be a serial monogamist. And so, like, these long term relationships, while they were with people who are very different on paper, they really ended up being the same relationship in a lot of ways. And then I was noticing things, from very early on about, my work environments, and just this culture of toxicity kept coming towards me. And I had to take a hard look in the mirror and realize what's the common denominator, and that's me. And when I faced that, I had to get into, well, what is it? I mean, I'm not a bad person. I'm not inherently a bad person, right? I'm actually very much a kind person. And so I had to really reflect and realize that, well, at the end of the day, what it all really came back to was my sense of worthiness, and whether or not I deserved, a really good paying job for doing work that I loved, or if I deserved to be in this really wonderful relationship that, nurtured and supported me as much as I nurtured and supported it, right? And the other person, And when I started to really come to terms with that, what I did was I just, did some work to really start reprogramming my brain. Obviously, that would be subconscious beliefs that would make me feel that way. And, when you think about the fact that from the ages of 0 to 7, you're basically this little sponge taking in everything about the world. And, you know, everything that's said, everything that's what you're, setting up as your rules of the world, and what everything means. And, at the same time, that's a very egocentric period of time developmentally for you. So, I mean, things could be said in joking, and whatever, and you might take it to mean something. Um, I came from a family that really liked to tease. And so, things about me being unattractive and, became sort of this, like, even though I would laugh and it was funny and haha, it also became my subconscious belief that I was not an attractive person. And so there you have it. Now, oh, thank you for the hearts, Kamal. Let me know if I say that right. Um, it let me know that, this, that maybe I didn't deserve to have, maybe I didn't deserve to date an attractive person, or an attractive person that was nice to me, or, like, and of course, what is attraction? It's just, you're seeing that person's heart is what attracts you to a person, right? So, what's attractive to you might not be attractive to somebody else. But there it is, that limiting belief says, oh, but that person's attractive to me, so maybe I don't deserve for them to be nice to me now. Or, who knows, right? Our mind does all this wonky stuff. And My goodness. So, think of all the messages, whether they were in jest or maybe somebody got frustrated and said something to you. I've talked here before about the whole, Kahlua, you talk too much as a kid, right? Talks too much in class. Do you ever think before you speak? What did that do? It went straight to my throat in my adult years. I created these meanings in my mind that my voice wasn't important. The things I had to say wasn't important. So again, now we've got a worthiness thing. It wasn't like anybody was going out of their way and trying to be mean or put me down. It's just kind of, sometimes it's like, oh, kids don't stop talking, right? And we're like, oh, shh, you know, and that's what happens. And so what tends to form are these deep seated beliefs about our own self worth. And this can be, and it's funny because when I talk about self-worth, I think a lot of people think confidence. Like, well, I'm a confident person. Well, yeah, you can be confident, you can feel okay walking into a room. Now, some people don't, and that's okay too. But just because you feel confident in some areas in your life doesn't mean you feel worthy. So, sometimes we fake it till we make it, and that's okay too. you know, but it doesn't mean like we feel like we belong in that scenario, in that setting. It doesn't mean that we feel like we deserve to receive from people, that we deserve to receive abundance or love or, finances or, you know, any of these things. They come up in so many ways. And I I say this part here with so much love, no judgment, but I hear statements of unworthiness all the time. Like when I talk to people, I'm such a big observer of human behavior. I'm a behavior analyst, back in a previous life. So, this life, but early on. And so I hear these things. And again, I say that with love because I know I do it too. It's just really easy for me to observe it in other people. And just these little things, these little nuggets, these little statements that say, oh, maybe I don't deserve all of the good things that I would like in my life. And you could be so worthy in one area, like maybe relationships, you're so worthy there. But then in another area, like financial abundance, you're like, nope, not worthy there. And so we have to find the different places and where it's coming back to our worthiness. It was funny, I mentioned that like I got out of a toxic relationship, but I was still seeing some patterns like in my work setting. And I started to do the work. I started doing this reprogramming of my brain, tapping and affirmations and just all of the things that we do to reprogram those subconscious beliefs. And I started noticing some of the toxic people in my work setting falling off the radar. They were going away. It was just like they were sort of, some go out with a boom, some go out really quietly. We like the quiet ones. But it was like, oh my gosh, things are opening up. Things are getting better, right? And and that's what happens. Well, I've got to tell you, I was just recently, actually last week, I did an interview on somebody's podcast and we talked about worthiness a little bit. And he asked me, tell me, do you feel worthy right now? And I had to be really honest and say, if you'd have asked me that 6 months ago, the answer would have been a hell yeah. But right now, no. You know why? Because I'm moving into a new level. I made a conscious effort, a conscious decision, right? Very intentional decision this past summer to finally listen to some of the signs that were presenting themselves in my life and um and move to a new level. And so new level, new devil, here it comes again. I, I laugh. I almost picture like these impish little, you know, uh, limiting beliefs coming back, like, we're back, bitch. You know, it's just like, woohoo, we're here to torture you. And so having to go through it again, but at a new level. So I've like added more stuff in the inner child work. oh my gosh, just like breaking contracts to myself, and all of these things that really tend to limit how we think about ourselves, our vision for ourselves, and where we are. And so like this worthiness creeps up again, that what, yeah, I was worthy at this other level, but now I'm striving for a new level and I don't feel worthy yet for this level. So really having to get back into all that nitty gritty dirty work. And I gotta tell you, truth be told, it's been ugly. It's been an ugly couple of months. But I think one of the things that really is so essential, and it's probably going to sound so cliche, here we are, right after Thanksgiving, but I've got to say it's gratitude. You've got to keep the gratitude. And I know that that breakdown before the breakthrough can really suck. I'm here to tell you. Um, but what does really keep me going is the gratitude, and looking back and saying, yeah, I'm at a new level. Look how far I've come in just this amount of time. And we tend to do that. We tend to have our headlights on all the time, and we're looking forward at where we want to go, and that's great. It's great to want more, to have that ambition, right? That's what keeps us growing. That's wonderful. But we also have to take that time to reflect back every once in a while and appreciate and celebrate how far we've come, especially when things feel wonky and painful and uncomfortable and all of that stuff. It is okay. You are okay. You're probably getting signs that you're exactly where you're supposed to be right now. Believe them, trust them, listen to them, because you are. Okay. And just have that gratitude, that celebration of where you've come from, how far you've come, and just know that there's so much more for you. And gratitude is not settling for what you already have. Gratitude is inviting more, even more of what you already have. So everything that's great in your life, appreciate it like crazy, and it's going to bring more. So um that was a mouthful this morning. I hope that it was helpful for you. If you want to really upgrade your worthiness, if you're, whether you're just trying to get out of the basement, like that's where I was at when I was in the basement and I had to upgrade my worthiness to just get on the ground floor. Now I'm trying to move up and working on that worthiness. And so wherever you are in this cycle, whether you're getting out of the basement or you're up leveling, I would love to help you work on that worthiness. It's so important. And do not confuse worthiness with entitlement. Okay? Increasing your worthiness is not going to make you Veruca Salt. Okay? It's not going to make you selfish and bratty. Actually, that sense of entitlement is really extreme unworthiness. It's overcompensated unworthiness. Okay. So when we're seeing that, don't think that that's an overly worthy person. It's the exact opposite. So know that worthiness is making you better. It's helping you reach new levels. And by doing so, you are giving others permission to also do it for their lives. I don't know if you're feeling it, but we are moving to like this new level of consciousness. It's coming, it's happening right now. And it's a perfect time to really use that momentum, that energetic force to get yourself to that next level. Otherwise, like if you're fighting it, it's like fighting the tide. It's You're going to get beat up by the waves, right? So this is such a perfect time, whether you work with me, with someone else, on your own, however you do it. But if you would love some support, I would love to be there for you. Just, you being here, I know that you are probably in alignment. So would love to support you. I have a few different ways in doing that, but one of the best ways is the Crave program, and we will have the December call coming up very soon. We're actually going to go inward and reflect a little bit more on the December call as we're going into more of that time of winter solstice, that hibernation. So it's going to be really powerful and impactful and just really great for helping your growth. So would love to have you there. And if not, keep joining me here 9:15 on Mondays for Imperfectly Amazing and 9:15 on Wednesdays for Imperfectly Amazing. Obviously, give or take a few minutes, especially after holiday. And yeah, leave your comments. I would love to hear, what do you think about all this? Where are you finding yourself? Are you upgrading? How are you doing right now? All right. So have an amazing week. Sending to you so much love. I wish you the best. Be well.